One of the unique aspects of Animal Crossing, especially New Horizons, is being able to play however the heck you want. As a result, most of us have pigeonholed ourselves into different categories of players. So here are the 7 types of Animal Crossing players. You are the designer. You still complain about Nintendo not giving us enough custom design slots, even though they've doubled what we were given originally. You have a Pinterest board full of custom designs, or maybe you just have a ton of screenshots in your phone that you might want to use in the future. But you don't have room for them because your slots are full, obviously. On the flip side, you're also a really cool pixel artist, but you struggle every day to figure out what design to delete so you can replace it with your new obsession that you got inspiration from through, Tumblr. Like it's 2010. Instead of grabbing designs that you can use in multiple different areas of your island, a very organized, thoughtful person would do, most of them are for just one specific spot on your island. Like, you have a duck pond, probably. Instead of saving room for multiple paths or, different floorings, you have these 9 squares of water texture for that one duck pond because you saw that duck DIY, lost your mind, and needed to do something with it. You've barely played the game as it's intended. You've done just enough to unlock everything you need to start building your island. You barely have any Nook Mile goals done, and the only reason you've upgraded your house is so that you can decorate it rather than getting out of Tom Nook's grasp like the rest of us strive to do on a daily basis. You're super upset that we can only have a limited number of inclines and bridges, and as a result, your island has become a mini maze to try to lead someone through to view all of your creations. Sometimes you get so exhausted at decorating with the smaller items that at some point you just kind of made a whole field of wheat or rice just to fill a spot. But your beaches are beautifully crafted and every square inch of those is covered with something pretty. You have a specific decoration core and you stick to it, no matter what. No deviating. You can't mix kid core and forest core. What is this? Animal Crossing? Your island is a work of art, but you've changed it about 7 times, or have completely restarted your island since. That tends to be the quicker way to deal with the whole new vision instead of completely flattening and starting all over. Oh, and you're absolutely sick of terraforming. The next type of player? The chef. Just kidding, but you could be the chef with today's sponsor, HelloFresh. HelloFresh is my go-to dinner, and with an expanded menu of over 50 dinner options and a boatload of market items, you're sure to find something that you love. I've learned so much through cooking my HelloFresh meals that I feel like I've become a better cook. And now I can say that I have added chef to my IRL skills. Okay, maybe not chef, I think you have to have a job for that. All of the ingredients come fresh to your doorstep. No leaving your house to grab food and no paying way too much for takeout or delivery. You can stay inside and play Animal Crossing. It's a better way to touch grass anyway. If you're trying to stick to healthier eating, HelloFresh has your back with calorie smart and protein smart options each week. I realized that if I'm not gonna touch real grass, the least I could do is be healthy through what I eat. Adding more protein to my diet has been a successful step to changing my eating habits. My favorite part of HelloFresh? I can customize my deliveries week to week. My life gets incredibly busy between traveling and just general life stuff. I'm able to customize my deliveries each week and tailor everything to my schedule, including my delivery date. Not to mention, if I'm not home, I can skip a week and restart the subscription when I return home. I gotta say, coming back from a trip and not having to immediately grocery shop is such a blessing. The fresh ingredients are just there at my door waiting for me. And to have those ingredients be seasonal, it's incredible. Give me that pumpkin spice. I'd be completely lost without HelloFresh. No more meal planning. It's just all done for me. I click a few buttons on a screen and then boom, there's food waiting for me. But don't take my word for it. Try HelloFresh for yourself. Click the link in the description or use my code and get 10 free meals plus free breakfast for life. 1 breakfast item per box while subscription is active if you're in the US. Outside the US, the local discount will apply. Now that we've leveled up our cooking skill, it's time to get back to the video. You are a completionist, in a game that is purposely made to be almost impossible to complete. You finished the museum within the first year, because you don't let those months go by without catching everything that will disappear come the next month. You pretend you're going to complete your long-term Nook Mile goals, but you're nowhere close. You still need to craft hundreds of tools, catch dozens of fish. You keep telling yourself you'll get on the game and make a dent in them, but you never do. Instead, you log in, do some Nook Mile Plus multiplier goals every day to help yourself pretend that you make progress, and then log off and do it all over again. Your island is completely organized and optimized for catching fish, bugs, everything you need to complete this game. You have watched every single koramora video and understand how everything works, including how to get the most out of red, by figuring out the best way to buy the art so that a new art piece will show up. I have a lot of videos, go check them out. For you, decorating took a backseat to making sure you had a river on the second tier to catch that one fish you needed that one time. You can run around your island easily during fishing tourneys and bug-offs so you can be as successful as possible. You are the complete opposite of the decorator, but you've decorated enough to get a 5-star island and the highest score possible from the HHA. Once 2.0 released and Cyrus was available to customize our furniture, you spend hours and hundreds of thousands of bells customizing every piece of furniture you own to try to complete the catalog. All 14,000 items. You have a checklist, probably, or an app on your phone, and you've been marking off every new item you get the second you get it. Or if it's not the second you get it, you've dropped it all outside of your house or in some empty area, so you can go back and make sure to check those boxes later. And you're still nowhere close. You've also decided to collect every villager photo, even though those don't get cataloged. Because if you're gonna collect every item, you need to collect every item. And not including the villager photos just never made sense in your head, so now you've spent 100+ hours trying to do so, and you only have collected 1/4 of the photos that you need, and there is no end in sight. Your island is full of half-empty spaces. You have a few areas that you've decorated where you've gotten a second of inspiration, but there's a hard line where that area stops, and it is surrounded by probably empty grass. Inspiration comes to you when it comes. You don't force it. It's something that just happens. You've played the game since release and are still on your first island. You don't want to reset until you actually finish an island, but you'll never finish one. It's been 4 years. Either give up or actually finish the thing. Step it up. Make a commitment. But that requires you to log back in and actually play for more than 20 minutes once a year, because that's all you do. Every 6 months you have the urge to turn on your island and get going with decorating. And then you forget about your villagers, leave them hanging, and the cycle repeats. Your island is either full of all one species, cats, cubs, deer, whatever it is, or it's full of every popular villager that has ever existed. Raymond, Marshall, Ione, Judy, you know them. You hate variety in your life. You've either been to Treasure Islands to grab every single villager that you want, or you've been to the Treasure Islands to grab thousands of tickets to go collect every single villager that you want. You also have an incomplete set of amiibo cards because you had this idea to collect all the neighbors that you wanted that way, since that's probably easier, but then you realized that your RNG sucks, and now you have a handful of amiibos and you don't know what to do with them. You love the villagers of New Horizons, but you freaking hate them at the same time. You want them to be better, but you are their biggest defender. Who cares that they say the same thing over and over again? Raymond is in a maid costume on your island, and that is all you care about. Your island is an absolute disgusting mess. You utilize every square inch for storage. Who needs to waste space on decorating when that could be a way to store fish and bugs? And those fish and bugs you will sell to CJ and Flick eventually when they show up, but you don't play enough to see them come to your island, so now you just have a forever growing fish and bug collection on a patch of grass. Your completely expanded storage is 100% full, and you have 0 plans on emptying it. Those 600 pieces of stone? Well, you might need those one day. What if you get rid of them now, and then tomorrow you decide you want to craft 75 flimsy tools? Keeping them is the safest option. You don't own a trash can in this game. That thing is public enemy number 1. The ability to make items disappear for nothing? Hell no. You'd rather stack everything up on the beach that you never pay attention to. Your real life shelves in your house, your real life, they're full of a lot of trinkets and knickknacks, and you're too sentimental to get rid of any of them. So you just keep adding more trinkets and knickknacks. And your island is exactly the same. Get that trash can, throw some stuff out. You'll feel so much better in 6 months when you forget about it and get over it. Because it takes that long for you to forget about stuff and get over them. Treasure Islands are your vice. You probably wouldn't be playing Animal Crossing if it wasn't for these hacked islands. Everything is just too tedious without being able to grab whatever you want or need instantly. Someone has done all the work for you. All you have to do is travel to their island. And you're so curious as to why not everybody plays like this. As a result, you have stopped playing. There's no reason to keep going. You've got everything you needed. Your ABD is maxed out from selling all those crowns, and you have every piece of furniture or villager you could ever want. So you've gotten bored of the game and are just waiting for a new one to come out. But you're gonna be really upset if those treasure islands aren't ready immediately with the next game. Your Animal Crossing experience won't be the same as a result, and you probably won't play until the modding community is in place. Similar to the Treasure Islander, you can't play Animal Crossing the way the developers intended. Why wait for real-life time to go by when you can experience Halloween in April? Or so you thought. But this time, Nintendo time-locked all the holidays, and you couldn't have been more upset at them. You played through all the original content that came out with the game at release within the first couple weeks. And then you put the game down until the next update. You don't have time to be patient and wait for real life to go by. You wanted to upgrade all those buildings on your island and get KK as soon as possible, and nothing was going to stop you. You're excited to speedrun the next Animal Crossing game whenever it comes, if they don't do the same update schedule. But I think we all know they're gonna do the same update schedule, so you're gonna have to deal with that. And you're not looking forward to having to deal with that. Alright, those are 7 types of Animal Crossing players. Which type are you? Anything I missed? Let me know in the comments below, and I'll see you next time. Bye!